And we're back with another episode of the Wrestling Roundtable podcast as we're getting set to, well, vicariously travel to Italy and watch Clash at Italy this coming Sunday, which is really shaping up to be a hell of a show. As always, I'm Ryan Hall. I got my guy Dominique LaRue joining me as always, and this show this Sunday is looking to be just a really phenomenal show. Like the card is stacked for one of these so-called B-level pay-per-views. The card is just simply stacked.
Yeah. And most recently, and I truly believe with Cody that Cody mentioned that this PLE is shaping up to be in that slot of the big, 4 or 5, like with the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, and Money in the Bank. So I think Clash in Italy or wherever foreign city they go to is well, it's what Clash or Bash. They like to switch it up every so often.
Well, I think that I like that. I think they like to go with the alliteration because when it was in Berlin a couple of years ago, it was Bash in Berlin.
Bash in Berlin, yeah. So they like it. Yeah, okay, I got you. So wherever they like to have the Clash or Bash, um, it's definitely shaping up to be one of the staples of like potentially alternating a storyline or fixing a storyline, to be honest.
Exactly, exactly. And to be real, I would much rather have a show like this than WrestlePalooza. But this is the only time in this episode I'm going to mention that dirty name. But we got to talk about this main event. Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns in tribal combat. Now, a lot is being made online, kind of in the whole IWC sphere, of which we are both members of, despite the nastiness that the IWC can have sometimes. Um, but a lot is being made about possibly Jacob Fatu, like what his role could be coming out of this, because I don't know if it makes sense at all for Jacob to win on Sunday. Now, Roman Reigns has never lost a tribal combat match, but I don't think it makes any sense at all for me for Jacob to go over on Sunday because I don't think
Yeah,
he needs that title.
excuse me. Yes, I truly believe and you know agree with you on number one. Like you mentioned, Roman is undefeated in tribal combat. So I
Yeah.
feel like they want to continue that streak. Number two, you Roman can make a paper plate become over in a loss. So like Jacob don't need the title to still become over when it comes to Roman Reigns. Because just go back weeks ago at Backlash when that match they had together and Jacob looked stronger than ever, and he didn't even win that belt. So with tribal combat, I truly believe that even in the loss, Jacob is going to come out stronger than ever as well. And also, third, I don't have the momentum that I once did with Jacob potentially possibly winning because of the promo they did Monday night, where Jacob was like, it's a win-win situation. I win, I get the belt, I get all that. But if I lose, I still win by learning from you and this and that. Brother, you was just these past a month or so, you were saying you're trying to feed your kids, you're trying to get the private jet, you want this, you want that, you want the power and all this. But now you're switching it up and saying like, either I win or lose, I'm going to be good. So how does that make me feel as though you're ready to be tribal chief? In order to be tribal chief, you have to be confident. You have to be like like rule with an iron fist. And yes, sure, he said like, I win, it's gonna be changes, it's gonna be consequences, it's gonna be this and that. But like you said you're gonna be fine whether you lose or win or lose. So and then to me, and this is how I see it, you and I talked about this before. I feel like that the creative team is kind of putting us in a the name is just as missed me in my mind, but basically we're running it back, but in a different format where you think years ago where Jay, it was in Jimmy's, excuse me, Jay was in Jacob's situation where Jay,
Right.
instead of him feeding his family, Jay wanted the respect. Jay wanted Roman to not see him as just Jimmy's brother, not see him as the second Uso. He wanted Roman to see him as an equal. He wanted Roman to see him as, you know, a singles competitor, basically, because
Right.
with Jimmy's injury, Jay had no choice but to be a singles competitor. And then, Roman wanted him to fall in line and let him carry the family while he be the right hand man and this, that, and the third or whatever. So I feel like, and I mean, it's right on the wall. I mean, you go back and look at all the tribal combats besides maybe Solo versus Roman, which I don't think it was nobody interfering in that match particularly. But you go back outside of that match to all the PLEs that the tribal combat has been featured in, it's been shenanigans involved.
Yeah.
So is it going to be shocking to me that the Usos get involved? No. Is it going to be shocking to me that, I don't know, maybe LA Knight wants to get involved? No. But I feel as though Jacob's going to take Roman to the absolute brink. I'm talking about to the point where maybe Roman is close to passing out. Maybe he's like, as Roman loves to do, 2.9999999% from a pinfall. But either Roman gets help from an unknown source or Roman cheats to win. I feel as Roman, if he doesn't get any help from an unknown source that we have yet to see in WWE, which we'll get on that,
Right.
um, I feel as though Roman might pull out his old fancy move that he used to do that we haven't seen him do in a long time. It's called as the heels know, a low blow.
Which would
So,
be perfectly legal on Sunday.
yep. So, like I said, Roman Jacob can come out looking stronger than ever with the loss. So I see no difference that we saw in Backlash. I see it being no different at Clash in Italy.
When it comes to factions like this, sometimes you just need, not everybody needs a title. Not everybody needs a title. Um, and I feel like Jacob could transition into a role that was almost like an Arn Anderson to Ric Flair, like being the enforcer, being the guy to go out and just handle dirt, just like go out and handle business with Roman Reigns, of course, being the Ric Flair of that faction. But I don't like Jacob Fatu never struck me as somebody who needs a title to be relevant, who needs a title to be, to be popular. I feel like his aura, his the way that he handles himself, the way that he conducts business. It's kind of a loose cannon. It's kind of a, kind of a like Inumaga, let's say.
Yeah.
Just like somebody who can absolutely snap at any moment, um, and just kill somebody. Just absolutely leave him a bloody stump in the ring. And I couldn't agree more with you. That I think that uh, I think that Jacob is going to push Roman Reigns to the absolute limit. He's going to push him further than he's ever gone. He's going to push him harder than he's ever gone. And does it? I don't think he needs a title to be relevant because I think that the way, and you brought this up so beautifully in our pre-show meeting, that the way that Roman Reigns knows how to sell for him could elevate him more than any title ever could.
I mean, he did it. He did it for Brock. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously Brock
totally.
didn't need it. Brock didn't need it, but like even in the loss, Brock looked strong. So, um, and let's face it, this ain't even about the title at this point. It ain't even about the
Not
world
at all.
title. It's about the Ula
Not
Follow.
at all.
And
Yep.
like LA Knight say the Oofa Loofah, but it's really about the Ula Follow. And to me, Roman just got that Ula Follow back. Let's be real about it. Like probably a year ago, if we're trying to be honest about it, like he got it from Solo, obviously. And the only time we've really seen it is when he's come out for a title match or just a match in general. But like to really just bring it back and like put it on Jacob, and Jacob was never really looked at like a person that was positioned to be tribal chief. I don't see that happening. I mean, I see, I
I don't
know
either.
a lot of people in the IWC want to see it and like, oh, this will push Roman to like fall in line and be like start from the bottom and work his way back up to being tribal chief again. He don't need to do that. We've already done
No.
that with him with Solo walking around with the Ula follow. We don't need that particular storyline. We need Roman to still be where he's at on top, but start seeing visions of crumble. Like, yeah, you're head of the table again, but like this is different. Like you got it coming from all sides now. At one point, you had the bloodline on your side. You had people under you where you had the iron fist where you're untouchable. But now you're the tribal chief and you're the champion again, but like who can you trust? I mean, like, yes, you can trust the Usos, but at the same time, they have their own mind now. Jay has
Yeah.
been champion now. Who's to say Jay ain't isn't like thinking I want to be world champion again? Who's to say Jay ain't like planning his downfall on Roman? Like, I still want to run that back because you still owe me my receipt. If it wasn't for Jimmy, I would be tribal chief. So that it like I know IWC is probably going to like crucify us for this, but like Jacob doesn't need to be tribal chief. Jacob
No.
is Jacob, and Jacob, I can see a better storyline with him being falling in line like Jimmy did. Excuse me, like Jay did. Not necessarily being the right hand man, not being even the enforcer, but like the nuclear bomb, where
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
all Roman has to do, he don't have to like sick Jacob on you, but like You threaten Roman. Roman, all he has to do is do a Thanos snap, and you know what's coming. But you ask for it because he told you. You come crossing the tribal chief, and it's gonna be consequences. And that consequence is Jacob. See, now I'm starting to see what they keep saying consequence, consequence, consequence. So now Jacob loses and he falls in line with the bloodline, and now that consequence is Jacob. You mess with anybody in the bloodline, there are consequences. And then boom, enough said.
Can I use my onion metaphor again? Because it
Yeah.
really feels like we're just peeling back the layers of this onion again. Because there's also been some talk online about yet another Fatu joining the bloodline, possibly joining the bloodline, because there's been a lot of talk online lately about Zilla Fatu.
He's not signed with AEW at all because of the fact that I believe he truly wants to go to WWE and be amongst his family and carve
Right.
out. And I mean, it's like we keep hearing about family and this and that and like you know feeding our kids and blah blah blah. So it's like here's another family member that's trying to sink his teeth in WWE and get paid and this that and the third. So why not be Zala? And why not him falling in line to where how Solo came and saved the day for Roman at was it Bash at that point when Roman had
Yeah,
beat
yeah, yeah,
Drew?
yeah. It was like, yeah,
Yeah. Bash at
and
the
then, but
castle or
yeah,
something like that.
and
Oh, it might have been
yeah,
Clash at the
Clash of
castle,
the,
but
yeah,
either way.
something alliterative like that. Yeah, yeah, something
Yeah.
alliterative like
Yeah.
that. But when they came out, it's like we knew that Solo Sokoa had signed, but did the general public know that that was Jimmy and Jay's brother? Did they think
Right.
that he was just going to end up in NXT instead of being
Right.
thrust right into a main event storyline?
And obviously it has yet to be confirmed or even mentioned that he
Right.
has even
Yeah,
done a contract or
to be
signed.
clear, it's just speculation at this point.
Yeah, absolute speculation, but it makes sense in the aspect of what we're doing with the bloodline storyline. Once we started the whole bloodline storyline, it's all they did was grow and grow to like different people come in and you and I've mentioned multiple times like the MFT is still lurking and they lost members. So who's to say a member has not came or
Yeah.
potentially will come. So like it only makes sense for Zula Fowler to help and debut.
And if you, and it, but and also if you think about it, Zilla and Jacob have similar stories. They've both been in legal trouble. They've both been just lifelong wrestling nut jobs and coming, and they're both part of that, you know, absolute insane bloodline of, just it seems like half the show is going to be relative either to an NYE or a Fatu at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean Zilla, excuse me. Um, I can see Zilla coming, and then it be the two Fatus, and they become the new tag team where Jimmy and Jay kind of drift apart.
Ooh,
Because I
yeah.
mean, it's only that inevitable, and I love Jimmy and Jay, and I know they don't want that, but at the same time they kind of want that because it only helps their career. I mean, they've been tag teams for so long that like you know Jay is Jay. Jay is now his own entity. So it's like he's bigger than the Usos. And no disrespect to Jimmy. Jimmy is Jimmy. Like Jimmy can go off and do his own thing now too. So and then he just had a kid. So let's not forget about like maybe he wants to take some time off. I'm pretty sure he don't. I mean, they've done this for so long to where they can manage time with family and also travel. So, but
Right.
respectfully, I would love to see them too. Well, actually, just Jimmy in general, because Jay is already established himself as a singles competitor. But I would love to see Jimmy uh, branch off and grow credibility in singles competition as well. So that is my trope on that. But to add more fuel to the fire of this storyline, we have Night of Champions after this PLE.
Mm-hmm.
And me, you know me, I go through this process of elimination and I start thinking about things and I start critiquing things and like, we still got LA Knight with his yeah going around and him and Jimmy still got unfinished beef. Excuse me. I keep getting the Usos mixed up. Him and Jay. LA Knight and Jay still got unfinished business. Him and Jay still got a match that we have yet to get at a PLE. Yeah versus Yeet. Because if you go back at a promo, and I forgot what promo it is, excuse me, but the promo that LA Knight did, and he was talking to Kathy Kelly, I believe. And he was like, if you think about it, Jay stole from me. Yeah, you take that A and that H out and put E-T is basically Yeet. So who's to say that we don't get that match that we deserve of Yeah versus Yeet?
You could twist my arm. You
Now,
could.
the way we can set this up now is okay, we got this tournament, right? And everybody's gonna be
Mhm.
involved in the tournament. It pretty much fair game.
King and queen of the ring, just to be
The
clear.
queen of the ring, just to be clear. And we gonna have an episode for that, for our thoughts.
Hmm.
But
You better believe we will.
with Jay and LA Knight having their beef, that already eliminates them. I'm already taking them out. Obviously, you got the big name, Obafemi, right? And Obafemi and Brock, the rematch of rematches. Brock, I feel,
The biggest, the apparently the biggest rematch of all time.
yeah, until SummerSlam.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Until
exactly.
SummerSlam when
So
he
I don't
retires
know why
it.
they
Yeah,
exactly. I don't know why they say the biggest of all time when you're gonna turn around and if Brock wins, but I truly believe I in my
I think
gut,
he will. Yeah,
and you know it, and I know you got the same feelings as me. And I have the same feeling I had when I said Jay. I feel like Jay's going to win the Royal Rumble, and he did. It only makes logical sense that you have Brock win Sunday, and then you got one and one. Somebody got to be the superior of these two. So with Oba losing, we've already seen it. Oba lost his absolute mind trying to get to Brock. Where he threw the security
hmm,
guards like there was nothing. He pushed Adam Pearce out the way. So who's to say, they have their match, something happens where Brock cheats to win or whatever the case may be, and Oba just loses his absolute bonkers, right? Just start on some Braun Strowman type stuff, right? Start destroying equipment, throwing security guards left and right. Probably even put Adam Pearce through a table. Who's to say, right? And Adam Pearce has no choice but to kind of suspend Obafemi until, further notice or kick him out of the King of the Ring tournament, basically. To the
right.
point where, obviously fans are going to feel some type of way. It's bad for business, blah, 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 all that. But the reason why he does it is because he don't want to give Obafemi that match he wants. To the point where Oba has no choice but to force Adam Pearce to give him a rematch with Brock at SummerSlam. And the reason why I feel like now it's definitely gonna be at SummerSlam because Brock is already retired. They even came out and said, "I'm retired, but I want to rule over you."
Yeah.
So, what better way to officially retire Brock Lesnar than at his hometown of Minneapolis,
In his backyard.
his backyard? So that
That's
eliminates
what,
them
yeah.
two,
Well,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
So now you got, I mean, you got Solo, you got Jimmy, you got whatever the case may be. Obviously, I don't necessarily see that as a SummerSlam match for the world title, but we got one particular man that has not been on the show for the past couple of weeks and has not even been mentioned since right after WrestleMania. And obviously, he said what he said to Cody, and they eventually have their feud down the line. But it's so many factors with that I eliminate him from that title until later on. So, Mr. Pepsi Man himself.
Charles Montgomery Punk.
Yep. I feel CM Punk gets his uh a little flesh. I feel CM Punk, he gets his revenge in a sense, not fully of like winning the world title back, but
Right,
he
right.
gets the opportunity to get his get back and wins the King of the Ring, adds another a nice little medal on his long list of accolades, and fights Roman at SummerSlam. That's boom, that's money right there.
And speaking of CM Punk, have you seen the pictures of him online? That guy's looking big. Like I know he's never been a big guy, but he's put on some size.
And I think because he's getting ready for Roman.
Yeah.
So
That's also why he hasn't been on TV for a while because he's been training super hard.
yeah, because I mean, you think about it, the only reason, well, not the only reason, but when you think about it, Roman said, "I'm faster than you, I'm bigger than you, I'm younger than you." So who's to say he has been training to like prove Roman wrong?
Yep.
And I mean, let's think about it. Not no disrespect to Jacob, but we're talking about SummerSlam, right? SummerSlam is by far the WrestleMania of summertime.
Right.
Jacob versus Roman again at SummerSlam,
Just 3 months after
just 3 months
WrestleMania.
after, yeah, after Wrestle, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, in just like 2 to 3 months, like a month after Backlash, and then
Right.
2 months since Backlash to SummerSlam. I just I can't see them going again.
Yeah.
It's too close. So I see CM Punk and I see Roman for the title, and I do not see Roman losing that Ulafala or the Ulafala even being mentioned again until WrestleMania 42 or three,
Yeah.
excuse me, 43.
Yeah. By the way, get it right. Oofa Loofah.
Lufa, yes,
Yes.
courtesy of LA Knight, just
Yeah.
demolishing that name, that word.
Oh boy. Oh no, I mean I couldn't agree more. I think there's like I think we're definitely looking to be for a looking to be like a really fascinating summer. Because of course we've been disappointed before. Let's not get it twisted. We've been disappointed before, but I don't even want to invite that negativity into the space right now. I think it could be a really fascinating summer, and I personally think that this Sunday is going to be the start of a lot of good stuff.
No, yeah, and I do too. Like, obviously, there's some bad stuff that we tend to not want to talk about, or we do talk about, but we don't put as much effort as the good stuff. But I feel as though like this PLE is definitely continuing the momentum that we've had from WrestleMania to Backlash to now,
Right.
and it's some good quality matches in this card that I look forward
Exactly.
to seeing.
Totally. Totally. Now I do want to switch gears, and I know that there's interesting bit of news that came out about this particular match that Cody Rhodes and Gunther is going to lead off Clash in Italy on ESPN this Sunday.
Um, quote me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah,
did you
yeah,
just say that the undisputed champion,
yes.
the quarterback one of WWE, is
Mhm.
leading off appealing?
He will be jerking the curtain, my friend.
My have the mighty has fallen
Right?
because just years ago, the undisputed title was ending shows,
Right.
never beginning shows.
The title doesn't make the man makes the title. Who a couple of wise wrestling pundits said that many times, and that was also aped by you know, by a certain tribal chief a few weeks ago that popped both of us to be real. But yeah, no, the title makes the man. And I feel like something needs to happen with Mr. Cody Rhodes. I'm not feeling this. I'm not
Yeah,
feeling this at all.
because like you cannot self-proclaim yourself quarterback one. You cannot sit here and say you are the guy and you don't move the needle like a needle mover like Roman Reigns. Because
Don't.
what did I say a couple of episodes ago? When Roman left SmackDown, it was a huge shift for not just the
Yep.
show, but for the title contention, the energy. Because it's like you take that guy. It's like taking Stone Cold and The Rock off of SmackDown. You have no star power other than Cody, and Cody is a star. He's a superstar. But look at what they had to do. They had to move Gunther to SmackDown. They had to move. I'm trying to think of somebody else in that aspect, but like. Let's just say, I mean, not even to say because I mean he is yet to be back, and it's rumored that he's supposed to be moved to Raw anyway. But Kevin Owens, right?
Hmm.
Whenever he comes back, he's potentially going to go to Raw. So that's another huge hit. But at the same time, when you sit here and think about the stars that are on SmackDown now, SmackDown is okay because they have a Trick Williams. They have, you know, a amount of great talent being moved to SmackDown that is needed for a fresh start and a fresh new can of paint in the aspect of building new stars. But we've always said this about that particular title. That particular title, the undisputed title at that, is the creme de la creme of titles, or so we thought, right?
Yep.
You are the quarterback one when you win that title, but when you sit here and not only are you leading off a PLE, but the advertisement is surrounded about the world title, the energy and the depth of storytelling that we're going on is about that particular title, the world title.
And let's also not forget which title closed WrestleMania night two, the
Yes,
world title.
yes, with the OTC and not the QB1.
Right. Yeah, no, It's a sexy matchup. Let's not get it wrong. I mean, Gunther and Cody Rhodes, it's a great matchup. Should be a hell of a match.
Yeah.
But stuff like that should be at least, you know, the co-main event or the main event. And it's actually opening the show. Now, to be fair, it's also being televised on ESPN as, simulcast on ESPN.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's almost like, that's almost like a pay-per-view pre-show match at this point.
Yeah. I mean, just years ago, I mean, you kick off a PLE, you are basically like you're on the card, but it's like first one in, first one out. Gonna get you out of the way for the more entertaining matches. But once again, I like to reiterate that it's not bad to kick off a show, but when you're the undisputed
Right.
champion, you are expected to be the main event. But maybe we're thinking there's an old school way of looking at things. But I mean, like that's what I've grown up to. That's what I've still been used to with Roman, even. So
Yeah. I mean, and also, to be clear, so many, classic pay-per-views started with, I mean, that's how, in WCW, that's how the luchadors really became popular. That's how Ray, that's how Eddie, that's how, Ultimo Dragon, that's how Jushin Liger, people like that, that's how they kind of made their bones, so to speak. Chris Benoit, that's how people like that made their bones, was like going out, stealing the show, in the first match of a pay-per-view. Um, Not one of the big titles. They might have a
yeah,
cruiserweight championship, but not one of the big, not your television title or not your US title or, like one of the mid-card titles. Or this is one of their big two titles. This is the same title that, this is the same lineage that Hulk Hogan had, that Savage had, that Brett and Stone Cold had. And it's leading off the show. That just kind of blows my mind.
this is your so-called um headliner that is supposed to headline the show. Like this is supposed to end the show, not begin the show. This is like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
let's think about a musician. This is like U2 or John Bon Jovi. They are supposed to be the people you're going to see, and like
right.
you have some act that starts it off, get you warmed up for Bon Jovi, but then you see Bon Jovi first, and then it's like, who's this guy ending the show? We didn't come for this. We already saw Bon Jovi. Let's go home.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I have been blown away by some opening acts that I've seen before, but point taken. Point
Right.
taken. It's the
But are we are
it's
we
the headliners.
but are we really gonna be blown for their match versus the Tribal Chiefs match?
No.
Realistically.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's like it's the only way. And this I'll say this. I'll you know unalive on this hill if this happens. Okay.
right.
The only way you can really just shock an army over Roman's match if Cody turns heel. That's the only way. Cody turns heel. Uh, Roman. I'm not Roman. The Rock so-called pops up and just like shake hands with Cody, and then they have some you know thing together. But that's the only way you're going to be like, oh man, that was the best opening match I've ever seen.
Kind of makes you wonder, don't it?
Yeah, but I do feel okay. I do feel like this though, right? I feel like Randy's gonna be involved in that match. I don't care what nobody
I
say.
agree. Yeah.
That's the only way it's gonna make it any entertaining to me.
Because we haven't heard a peep out of him since WrestleMania.
A peep. Haven't thought about him, haven't seen him, haven't been like mentioned outside of just that huge shiner that Cody had on his eye until he fully got healthy. But now it's time for Randy to come back. Now it's time. It's definitely time because not only is it time, but we're what 2 months away, possibly give or take, maybe three from SummerSlam, and Randy's still on the hunt for 15. So we still got to finish that.
Just so long as Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll stay way away from that storyline.
I want Pat McAfee's name to be involved with WrestleMania, WrestlePalooza. We don't mention it. We don't think about it. We don't even
Yeah,
look its way. So
right. By the way, congrats to Pat and his wife, proud parents of a new baby boy.
absolutely,
So just stay home, hang out with your kids. You know, get ready to go deal with Nick Saban on the road this fall,
please.
and stay the hell away from wrestling storylines. You want to
Now, if
sit
you
it on
want to come back,
commentary? That's fine.
yes, please. That. But as far as like major storylines, do not please get involved.
Right. Yeah, no. But uh, but yeah, no, I have, we have not thought about Randy Orton since WrestleMania. We have not heard a peep. We haven't even looked in his direction since WrestleMania. And I think you may be onto something there. I like where your head's at.
But yeah, look, I told you this episode, I'm on it. I'm excited for the PLE. Like we said, shaping up to be one of the best this year. So it's a lot. It's a lot on the line.
Yes, it
And I'm
is.
just
Yeah.
currently looking at trying to look at the match order. Uh, we have five. Obviously, we talked about Roman versus Jacob. We just got done talking about Gunther and Cody kicking it off. Let's see, because I feel like we want to end with Brock and Oba. I mean, that's just as juicy as it can be. Um,
Mhm.
Becky and Soruka. How you feel about that?
No offense to Becky Lynch. I'm tired of her right now.
Bro, shout out to Chris Van Vliet on this post that I saw on Facebook. Becky has been involved in every defense of that title since it's been introduced. Um, and basically been in every PLE since it's been introduced. So eventually something has to give. Okay. Like the women's world title is suffering because you're using people like Becky, who is beyond the Intercontinental title.
Right.
She should be feuding with Liv Morgan right now. She should be
Yeah.
hell feuding with Rhea Ripley. Like, why is Becky being used for a mid card title that should be used on stars like a Soruka or Valkyra, or even like you have that's what you have Bailey for. Like, Bailey is a goat in her own sense, so why not have her? Because she has not yet win that Intercontinental title. So why not use
Yeah.
her for that title?
Yeah, no, it should be a mid card title. It should be a mid card title. But to your point, having having a Bailey or an AJ Lee or somebody like that who has never won it before gives it prestige, gives it momentum, gives it power. But I did like what Becky and Lara Valkyria did. Um, just kind of elevating each other. Because I mean, you and I've mentioned it. Lyra's character was kind of boring at first.
Absolutely. But
Um,
Becky brought that
mhm.
edge out of her.
Yeah, yeah, elevated her. Becky, Becky, and Saul Ruka may be working hurt. So let's not, let's not get that
Yeah.
twisted there. But if Becky Lynch wins that match on Sunday, you may see the first official Ryan crash out on our next episode.
Not you.
I, I've been so careful. I've been so careful. The closest I came was to that clown talking about, to that clown from Fox Sports talking about, why grown people shouldn't be wrestling fans, or grown men shouldn't be wrestling fans. That was the closest that
Yeah.
I came.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm fucking with you on that.
Yeah,
We had
to my point,
right.
yeah, but to my point, Becky Lynch does not need this title. She does not need this title. She needs to be working with, Rhea Ripley. She needs to be working with Jade Cargill. She needs to be working with the big stars. She doesn't, but if she can, if she can make Saul Ruka look like $1 million Sunday and take a 3-second tan with apologies to John Cena's theme song, I would not hate it. I would not hate it at all.
And the thing is, like, I don't necessarily even need. I don't even think Becky needs to elevate Soruka because when you think about it, Soruka, look at what she did against Bailey at a Saturday night main event. Look at what she's been doing. Look at her track record since that.
Yeah.
She's on the trajectory. To me, she's not as over as Trick, but her in-ring ability is on the same aspect of him just being over just by his theme song and like people saying whoop that Trick.
Facts. Absolute facts.
And I mean, she's personally one of my favorites now. I mean, it's crazy how
Yeah.
I seen her when she first came out with this surfer look and stuff, and I was like, "What is this?" And then
Yeah.
like it, eventually it grew on me because of her in ring abilities, and to find out that she was a former gymnast and stuff like that. Like I can see why.
She reminds me of a young Lita. Like
Yes,
she's green, and I'm not just talking about the tattoos, but I'm talking about like her presentation, like her
no, the
look,
aura.
like
Yes,
the
yes.
whole kind of vibe that she has. She reminds me of a young Lita.
See me, me and you because like the way she dressed is Lita. The way she
Yeah,
act is like kind of like a Lita.
like a little bit of she's a little taller than Lita, I think, because
Yeah, a little bit.
Saul's tall, but she like it just hit me. She reminds me so much of a young, like when Lita was first on the come up.
And the endless fear that she has, like it's not a move that
Yeah,
she won't try. It's not something that like it scares her. So like in the light is not too bright for her.
and that finishing move is badass.
Soul snatcher. Like and I at first not even the count, but to sit here and it was like, I don't think that move would work. It just and then she does it everywhere. It don't matter what it is. And I'm like, oh, she don't care about her back at all. Like she'll do it on a if it's a pole right there, she'll flip off the pole and grab you and the soul snatcher, or if it's a wall or the turnbuckle or a car or something. It's kind of like on the same aspect of an RKO. It just out of nowhere, which is kind of another variation of a RKO if you think about it. But
No, totally, yeah.
let me ask you this real quick. This is a quick question before we move on to the next match. Which move
Right.
is better to you, the Soul Snatcher or the OG Cutter?
I kind of feel like the OG Cutter by a little bit, but they're really close. Like
I
that,
will
like
I will
they're
counteract
really close. Yeah,
right. I would counteract that because when you think about it, he has to jump twice before he even gets elevated to get to the point of doing the OG cutter, right?
right.
So Ruka, all she has to do is put that foot like on the turnbuckle and then whoop, boom, you out, right?
Yeah,
It's like you're sitting there, you're literally seeing him like I remember the previous match, I think it was Penta or whatever. Penta's just like, stumbling, whatever, whatever. And he goes um Evans, he jumps, boom, hit the turnbuckle, boom again, hit the top turnbuckle. Then he jumps out to like do the move. Where Soruka, she's running and it's just like boom, she hits the foot, do the front flip, boom. But both moves, let's I don't want nobody to come at me like this, but both moves are excellent. Okay. I'm not disclaiming like not dis I'm not disrespecting both moves or saying that the OG cutter is not a great move because it is. I think we're having technical difficulties right now, everyone. So just hang tight with us. Okay.
before we were so rudely interrupted, you were saying?
Oh yeah. But basically with the OG cutter is basically, he hops, then hops out where she runs, foot, boom, hit the move. Well, front flip, hit the move. But like I was saying before we got interrupted by the internet, is that like both moves are excellent,
Yeah,
and I you know what? At one point, we was getting sick of seeing super kick, super kick, super kick, and this,
right.
that, and the third. So I want to just by far, by a mile, say that I do enjoy both moves. They are variations of their RKO, basically, but I do like the different variation that they do. Um, I just wish Cody stopped doing that Cody cutter. To be honest, I mean the whole jump on the turnbuckle, jump on this, and then go out for the Cody cutter, and it's like, all right, man, okay, now when are we going to stop seeing different variations of a move that you don't even use as a finisher? You use it to set up something.
Almost like a transition move.
Yeah, where like Javon Evans and Soruka are using it as a finishing move. Like now you're
Yep.
kind of diminishing their finishing move because I've seen it with you and I didn't want to see. It's kind of like the super kick all over again. Shawn Michaels super kick. Yeah, he does the band warming up and then he kicks where everybody else is just kick and it's not like is the sweet chin music even a finish move? Like was it even that great of a move? Because now we just seen it so much to the point where it's a transition move.
Remember the DDT? Remember how dangerous the DDT used to be sold? Now it's just a transition move.
That's just a transition move. I mean, but besides, well, no, I take it back because AJ Styles does it. I mean, which was a fantastic transition move. Um, but I always thought the well, not crippler crossing, sorry. The Scorpion Death Drop was a great finish move to the point where now they do it, and it's like, was that even a great finish move?
Yeah. Yeah.
But to
Uh,
move on,
yep.
um, to be fair, their match was great at WrestleMania. Um, Jade and Rhea Ripley. Um, I love Jade. Obviously, we love Rhea Ripley, but to run this back, I get it, but I don't get it because I've already seen I've already seen a preview between Rhea and Charlotte that I'm looking forward to running that back
Right.
because we haven't seen them two go at it in so long. So I want to see that. But then also I kind of and they missed a mark when they should have had Charlotte and Jade clash for the title. But then again, who's to say that they don't have that happen if Jade was to win? But I don't see Jade winning because it's on Mommy now. Mommy's on top. Mommy's on SmackDown. Mommy has so many different, talent to run through. And I mean, obviously, is right on the wall that she's probably going to fight. Um, I forget her name. I'm sorry, but um, the leader of Toxic Attraction or whatever their name is. So, which by the way, I've never really thought. I never really thought that they would be something NXT, yeah, but like on the main roster, and I really maybe Triple H sees something that I don't, and I'm pretty sure he do, but at the same time, I don't see it. I mean, they can't even. It's not that they can't get over, but I don't think they will get over with the crowd.
I don't think the crowd's really feeling it right now
Yeah,
because bec- because if you think about it, the best like I feel like the best people in that women's division are all heels right now. And Toxic Attraction is heels.
and it's a faction.
And yeah,
We don't need more factions. Like God forbid we have another faction, and the one that I want to end is not in yet, and I'm not trying to crash out about it, but you know, eventually we gotta put a fork in it and just say it's done. You know what I mean?
well, or just take the horse behind the barn and do what needs to be done.
Yeah, I mean we got to do the old yellow route and just
Yeah,
take it in the barn and cacao.
yep, yep,
But
yep. But yeah, I don't know. I yeah, that's again, their match at WrestleMania was really freaking good. But is it too early to be running that back quite yet? That I think that's my question.
me personally, I think to me that void that Bianca Belair has left is only growing bigger and bigger to me
Yeah.
because
Agreed. Agreed.
I see Rhea and Ripley. I mean I see Rhea and Bianca going at it. I see Bianca going at Liv. I see Bianca going at pretty much the whole roster, to be honest. But and not even just Bianca, Naomi.
Yeah.
Naomi was on a hater as a heel with that title.
Hmm.
And I cannot wait till she get back because the fact that like I didn't even think that was going to get over, but like proceed with caution. Oh my God. Like I'm so ready for her to get back.
Hey, amen to that. Amen to that. Um, and it also, before we kind of wrap up here, just the one thing that you were talking about Bianca, the mere fact that we haven't got Bianca and Stephanie yet just breaks my heart because that would have been so damn good.
Pisses me off. And I hope both of them like first of all, I hope Bianca comes back healthy.
Yeah,
Her child is 100% healthy and I'm ready for
right.
them to for that addition to their family. That's going to be awesome to see them
Yeah,
with their child. Uh, I hope my boy Montez Ford get a single run. I'm just gonna throw that out there. but I cannot wait for if they give him a single run and then give Bianca her run back and just man,
It's just a badass heel.
whew, Bianca is a heel.
Yeah. I think you could make a nasty heel, but it's just me, just my opinion.
Yeah, you know, we'll 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 definitely hit that
Yeah.
in the near future. That happens. So.
Yeah. Well, been another fun episode,
Oh.
as
Well, I
always.
mean, I guess we kind of touch base on Oba and Brock, so
Yeah.
we really don't have to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
into it much. But
Oh. One more last thing that I wanted to briefly touch on was how about your boy Mick Foley finally becoming hashtag all elite?
I mean, hey, I understand why. I
I
don't
ain't mad
fault
about
him.
it either. Yeah.
I don't fault him at all for that. Kudos to him from us over here. Like it only adds to help AEW. I'm gonna just
Yes.
say that.
Gives him
Um,
credibility.
give him credibility. Yes. He is one of the goats, not only to hardcore wrestling, but just I mean, he's one of the founding fathers of Hell in the Cell. I mean, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have the most iconic moment of all time of him getting thrown off of Hell in the Cell. So,
Hmm.
but definitely kudos to him. I'm very interested to see who else goes to AEW. Not saying no names, but I mean their initials are ND, so could be AE. So, oh, excuse me, not A NE, but it could be AEW, but
A
definitely
E
NE.
AEND. Huh? Huh?
Okay, all right. Fist bump on
All
you
right, all
on that
right.
one. That was good. That was good.
All right. All right. Well, but yeah, no, definitely kudos to that. He was the pre-show host, co-host along with Renee Paquette. So weird calling her Renee Paquette when we kind of know her as a different way, um, but yeah, the pre-show host. I didn't see a second of their pay-per-view, but
Heard it was good though.
Darby Allin can still walk, so that's kind of a kudos there.
I heard it was a good show though. It got ranked pretty high. It was a good show.
Yeah,
So
no, I
cool.
mean it's definitely getting some love.
Oh, shout out to Edge and Christian too, by the way. I mean, well, oh, excuse me. Adam Coleman.
Yeah,
Copeland.
uh,
Sorry. Adam Copeland.
in the IWC, and of course, now recap. All right. Fantastic show today. Dom, as always, brother, thank you. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. You can follow us on YouTube, follow us on the social media for another episode of the Wrasslin Roundtable. Until we eat again, for Dom, I'm Ryan. Take care and so long for now. And don't let Danhausen curse you.